I Googled $50,000 jobs, no degree. It was the first job that popped up. I applied, got the job, started working for my first pest control company, left, became a locksmith, went to another pest control company, and then I decided that I would do my own thing, do it better, and we're definitely doing it better.
This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible podcast. I'm here with Meir Ginsburg. I believe I pronounced your last name correctly.
Yes, sir.
Meir is the owner of Green Arrow Pest Solutions. Meir, thank you so much for joining the show, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course, man. Well, maybe start with a little bit of your backstory. So how did you sort of end up in the pest control industry, and what's sort of the creation story behind your company?
Yeah. It's actually super random. I mean, I don't think anybody goes into life and is gonna be like, I want to get into pest control. Very few people, and the people who do, they're actually super cool and super knowledgeable, but I was not one of those people. So I moved to Arizona, and I came to open up a firearms training business, and I needed a job, and I Googled, so I Googled $50,000 jobs, no degree. It was the first job that popped up. You didn't need an associate's degree, a 2-year or anything like that. And so I applied and I got the job. And when I started working for my first pest control company, it was half of $50,000. So that was a little bit of a twist. And I worked at that pest control company, left, became a locksmith, went to another pest control company. And then I finally decided that I would do my own thing, do it better. And we're definitely doing it better.
Dude, let's go. That's awesome, man. So what, from the time that you started this, I imagine y'all probably had just a few clients. You were just in the beginning stages. What does kind of the growth process look like? What are y'all doing now in terms of revenue and just kind of size of the company? Just kind of walk us through some of that.
Yeah. So growth for me has come from a multitude of avenues. I will say this, it's not my strong suit. I'm definitely learning a lot of what to do, where to invest. You know, I was a technician, not sales or marketing. I tell everybody, I wish that I had, some experience in marketing or sales before I decided to open my company. But, people in my community have definitely been a huge boost towards my growth. A lot of referrals from there. And then I started with Yelp ads and they performed incredible. And then we did move on to Facebook and Google, just running a lot of ads. That's been the way that we've been growing. I've tried almost everything. Some of Angie's needs and some door to door myself, and just a little bit of everything. And right now we're focusing on ads, so Google, Facebook, maybe some Reddit. We haven't started with Reddit, and we haven't gotten back to. So those are some things that we may go and do. We're also focusing really heavily on building a brand, so brand name and something recognizable, something to stand out in the green suit. I have a green suit here as well. It's just a little bit hard to work with.
I love that, man. I was going to ask about it next. That's so awesome.
Yeah. Size of the company, currently we're sitting at just under $200,000 in revenue for this year.
Awesome, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I have myself on payroll. I got a technician on payroll. And then I have an assistant that helps me out from time to time.
Cool. Is that like a virtual assistant, or
Yeah.
have you tapped into that world at all?
Yeah, it's a virtual assistant.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, we use a bunch of those as well, and it's such a powerful tool. My gosh.
I will say, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I will say this, it's all about finding the right people, and especially when it's can't meet with them face to face. It takes a little bit of time, but that's another thing that I'm learning is how to find the right people and what questions to ask to figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it, man.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue-collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint.
Talk to me about your day-to-day. Are you still sort of in the field, or are you mostly kind of pulling out of the business now and you have other guys kind of doing boots on the ground? What does kind of a typical day look like for you as the owner?
Yeah, the day-to-day, like routine services, I have my technician doing. And some of the more complicated jobs, I go out and I help him do all the sales and the initials, the networking, and then anything that's a little bit complex behind the scenes admin stuff, and then direction and planning for the future, like where we want to put our ad spend, what we want to do, what's working, all that stuff. So that's what keeps me busy.
Give me an idea of, and maybe even share like one of your stories. What sort of an average job look like? I know pest control can mean a bunch of different things. So what's sort of the scope of what y'all will take care of? Is it mostly like insects, rodents, things like that, or what's kind of all entailed?
So we do all general pest control, and then mosquitoes, termites, rodents, and birds. So we'll do
birds, really? Okay.
We'll do exclusions for them and get them out. There's a lot of pigeons out here in Arizona. Yeah. A good story, I would say. We have a couple. Some of our reviews are absolutely fantastic.
Dude, they are. You should be proud of that. I was just looking at that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All 5 stars, Mayor.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. We have 2 1-stars. One was from a different company, and we have to get that removed. And then another one, I slept in. I was working too hard, and I didn't have the right alarm set, and I slept in. So that's on me.
It happens. At least you're honest about it.
Absolutely. So I remember there would be a couple of jobs that stood out, but one was somebody who had ants for like 3 years. I came in, he just wanted a one-time
Oh
service. So I
no.
came in, did a service, and he hasn't seen ants since. They were gone after that one service. So that was memorable. I can't put any like finger, but like on one specific service, but a lot of the times that we uh take care of the rodents that are in people's houses, getting them gone, seeing them all, filling them out, and then making sure that they can come back definitely is really nice to connect with those people afterwards and see
Yeah.
how they how they're feeling afterwards. A look of relief that the issue is finally gone.
Yeah. Dude, I bet that's rewarding.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, gosh, you probably know as well as I do, but it is whenever someone has a problem with insects or rodents, I mean, it can be alarming. You need someone to take care of that. And oftentimes people don't even know where to begin. It's
Yeah.
such an important thing you guys are doing. Well, talk to me a little bit about this, Mayor. So you don't have to give the secret sauce, obviously, but how are y'all typically getting your clients? Or is it referral based? Or y'all being found through social media? And what does that kind of look like?
Most of our clients do come from paid ads.
Okay.
Good number comes from referrals, and then the rest would just come from other areas. We've done all the things. So we have our Yelp profile, we have our Google My Business profile, we add pictures, we add reviews, and you know, we maybe get we're not running ads on Yelp right now. So our Yelp, just because people would rather go to Google and put a review on there. So our Yelp has maybe
Yeah.
12 to 20 reviews. We get a couple of clients from that throughout the year. So it's just a couple different avenues around, uh, and it just builds up and it's that snowball effect.
Totally. Totally. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Especially it seems like the longer you're around, you'll just so yeah, that's super cool. Maybe talk to me about AI. Have y'all been able to utilize AI at all in your business? I know the blue collar world has always seemed a little bit behind the curve from a tech standpoint, but have you found AI being useful in your business?
I mean, aside from using it as another tool to help draft, different things, descriptions, emails, whatnot, then going in and editing it with our personalization, I don't really use much of AI. I like the human touch. So when
Okay.
somebody calls in, I want a human to answer the phone. It does take
And
a
y'all
little
have
bit.
someone answering the phone now, or do you
Oh
guys
yeah.
do it? Is that you or who would answer the phone, I guess?
Yeah, so either I'm answering the phone or my assistant's answering the phone.
Okay.
I like that human touch. When I call a business, I want to talk to somebody, and I know it takes longer. I know it's harder to train, or it takes longer to train, which turns into, time is money. But I'm happy to invest that money and that time so that when people can call, they're not push 14 different buttons to find the right person at the call center or something like that.
Sure.
I think I think that's crap because nobody
Mhm.
wants to sit there for 5 minutes finding the right service person.
Right, right. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker: they only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team.
Mayor, you touched on this a little bit, but I was curious. Have you ever seen anything crazy with like someone has, 100, 200 mice that are infested in their house? Like, what's been some of the craziest stuff you've seen? Or is it mostly just pretty typical?
Mostly pretty typical, but we have seen some stuff like going into a house. This is gonna, if anybody doesn't like bugs, I just put on mute for a couple seconds.
Give it to us, man.
So I go into this one house and there's roaches everywhere. Like anywhere that you look, there's there. They hand me a bag and they're like, "Here's a rat that we stabbed this morning because we found it in our cabinet." And
They stabbed
they
it?
just yeah, they just with a kitchen knife, they stabbed it. It was crazy.
Oh,
Um,
goodness.
yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
So were there so many rodents, were there so many roaches? Like, do you have to call in additional help for something like that? Or were you able just to do it all yourself?
No, don't need to call in any additional help. It takes longer and more
Okay.
supplies
More
to do
expensive
it.
job.
Yeah, if you know
Mhm.
what you're doing, it really shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, I think that when people don't know what they're doing, then they need additional help. But if it's just roaches, then yeah, it's no problem.
Love it, dude. That's awesome, man. Well, maybe just a couple more questions here. So, talk to me about your business right now. What do you think is the number one challenge that you currently are facing? And what's a problem you're trying to solve? And then maybe share with us, like, what's something that's gone really well to start off this year?
Yeah. So a challenge that we're facing would be kind of growing. Just I would say all aspects of growing. You know,
Sure.
I was a technician, so I know, and I left the company because I didn't like how they treated me, and I didn't like how they treated the clients, and I didn't like the way that they did the service. So I know what things I want to do and change. But when you have people working for you, you have to focus on leadership. How do you give
Yeah,
them constructive
absolutely.
criticism without them, shutting down, getting upset, all that kind of stuff. So there's just so much to learn every single day. Then the other thing I would say is growing, getting those leads and closing those leads, because I don't have a background in marketing or sales, marketing and sales, whatever. So everything that I do, it's basically self-taught. I have to find the right marketing company or figure out the right way to run Facebook ads. Definitely, a costly mistake working with some previous marketing companies. We've had our issues, and so it's just trial and error. I'm happy to fail 100 times to find something that works. Yeah. So, and then what was the other question?
Maybe just something that's going well kind of to start 2026.
Yeah. So, something that's going well to start 2026 is I had a second company that I opened in 2025. It was a poop scooping
Cool. What was
business.
that one?
Yeah, poop scooping business. And on
Okay.
paper, running both the companies, it was going to make sense, but then actually doing it and then growing that business to $140,000 in revenue, it was just way too tough to run both of those. So I ended up selling that one, focused solely on Green Arrow Pest Solutions, and then we're doubling
Dude, good
down
for
on our
you.
marketing efforts, our networking efforts, getting out there. So I just have more time to invest in this. Last year was a slow year, and we were able to put on all the revenue that we did last year in just 2 months after selling the business. So,
Wow.
I should have listened to everybody who told me not to open a second business, but I'm stubborn and I want to
You
prove
live and you
everybody wrong.
learn. Dude, that's so cool though, man. I mean, good for you. At least you can say that you started a company and you sold it. I mean, not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Well, Meir, thank you so much for doing this, brother. Maybe you can stick around for a few more minutes after and we'll continue to chat. But what would be any last thoughts that you want to share, things that you're excited about for this year? Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm excited to become a more active, better part of the community, get out there, we have some really cool things that we're going to be doing. So, maybe if we follow up in a year or two, it would definitely be interesting to see, where we
Yeah.
were and where we are. I'm really excited for this year and all the things that we have planned. It's definitely going to be very exciting, and we're going to be loud.
Let's go, dude. That's so awesome. Well, Meir, where can our audience find you guys? Obviously, greenarrowpestsolutions.com. Do y'all have other social media, things like that?
It's Green Arrow Pest Solutions on all platforms. I think we're on literally every social media platform, every home services platform, unless Angie's took us down. I don't know, because we don't advertise with them anymore. But yeah, Yelp, Google, everywhere, Facebook, TikTok.
That's awesome. Well, dude, thanks so much for doing this. We'll bring you back on in 6 months or a year, and we'll continue to see the growth. But this
Absolutely.
is a lot of fun. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you guys next time.